Hello, this is Dave with Dave's Aquarium Thoughts. I'm here today because I want to talk about circulation in my aquarium up here. That's something I kind of want to improve a little bit. I kind of want to increase the flow, and in order to do that, I need to get a product to help me do that. Primarily, I want to make sure that there's good flow, good oxygenation, and make sure there's no dead spots in the aquarium where just gunk is just building up. So let me tell you what's going on. The kind folks at Hygger got in touch with me. They said, hey, we want to collaborate with you. Yeah, we're going to give you a product to go over, see how you like it. So that's pretty much what I'm doing here. So what they did give me a wave maker, which is going to help me with the circulation in this tank, just to help move the water around a little bit more, make waves, aerate the water, make it more oxygen rich, especially for the Pandagara that are in here. I have about 9 of them. They do like some flow. They like the oxygen. So let me go ahead and show you what's in this box. This is the Hygger Flow 1 Aquarium Wave Maker. This is model HG165. And Hygger was nice enough to provide this for me for free. So this is kind of a sponsored video. So keep that in mind. I'll try to keep my opinions on how I feel about it. I know I've reviewed some Hygger products in the past, like the canister hang on the back filter, which I personally wasn't a big fan of. I don't know if it was operator error or just the design, but you can check out the video on my website. I know a lot of people do love that canister filter. For me, it wasn't for me. So let me go ahead and open this up and show you what's on the inside. All right, so let me go show you what's on the inside of this box. Now, this is the instruction manual. I know I get a lot of guff for this, but I'm not going to quite really read this. Keep in mind, I was like one of those kids during Christmas when I was a kid. I used to get these Transformers, these action figure Transformers. We could actually transform the, basically turn from a robot to a car and from a car to a robot. I used to always just figure it out myself, but this is the instruction manual. I'm not going to really go over that. I'm just going to open this up, install it in my tank, and basically work from there and see how I could operate without reading the instruction manual. Now, if I get stuck somewhere, I will go into the instruction manual and see where I'm lost. This, of course, is the controller. We got a power cord, which connects to, let me pull it out here, which connects to the inverter, which is right here. Connects to that, which of course connects to the wave maker itself. Now, they did give me a few options on the actual models. I decided to go with basically the HG165, primarily because I do like the way that the form factor is. It looks neater, and I think it would look neater inside the aquarium. Now, this one is rated up to 1,850 gallons per hour. It is rated from anywhere from like a 55 gallon up to, sorry, I'm reading the box here, up to 70 gallons. So basically, if you have a tank that size, this is the 18 watt one. They also have a bigger one, which of course will go for the larger tanks. So what I'm going to do right now with this is I'm going to install it in the tank right here. I think I'm going to put it on that side, which I have the water flowing this direction, which of course will either circulate it that way. I haven't really figured out how I want the flow yet. But the nice thing about this one, it is basically, let me move a little closer. This right here is a magnetic base, which of course connects via magnet. Let me see here. I'm trying to do that without injuring myself. But that is by magnet, a very, 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 very strong hold, which of course should hold it in place once you get on the glass. So definitely a strong magnet. So let me go ahead and get this installed, and let me go over and, oh, this is neat. This is really neat. One thing I just noticed is if you see that you have the ridges. What that is, it's actually it feels like a silicone kind of mat, which I'm guessing that's put there primarily to keep it in place as well as to dampen vibrations. So that's neat. It's actually on both sides. So that's one thing I just noticed. So let me go get this installed and show you in action. Alrighty, so now I am ready to basically connect the wave maker to the glass so it holds in place. I got all the wiring all set in there. I love how the different connectors are different, so you know which one goes to which. Because you have the controller, then that connects to the power as well as the wave maker. So let me go and get the magnetic back here. I don't know if you can see it well, but we'll see how it goes. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach my hand in here. I'm going to grab the wave maker and then put it into place where I want it. Now what's going to happen is your first instinct is to want to just put the thing right where it's at. But you probably want to avoid that because basically you don't want it to smash against the glass. Although I think with a silicone it'll probably be fine, but you really still don't want to have smashing against the glass. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it on the glass, kind of close by, and then all you're going to do is you're just going to kind of slide it, and then until it grabs the wave maker. And there we go. Now it's all connected in there. The wave maker is very strong and secure on the glass there, so I don't have to worry about that. The one thing I do want to do is basically move the wave maker where I want it. I'm going to move it closer to where the heater is. Nice thing about that is when the wave maker's on, the heater's on, it's going to move. It's going to move the heat around the aquarium. So, got a Panagara that wants to come see what's going on. And the nice thing about this is adjustable, so you can adjust wherever you want. And it looks like it's only just two ways. But the nice thing about it being connected to the magnet, you could actually twist it to where it needs to go, and you can adjust it that way as well. I think what I'm going to try first is I'm going to basically have it going up and towards the front. So let me go ahead and adjust this. Up and towards the front. That way it moves. That way I have the current running that way. I am going to basically adjust it from time to time to see which flow works better. But there's that. So let me go ahead and turn this on and show you how that works. And this is the large controller that they have. It's a little bit larger than I like it, but it is what it is. I kind of like little smaller ones because I really don't need a lot of big things hanging in there. But the nice thing about big things is you can easily see it and you can actually operate it. And there's little, I think these are touch, these aren't really buttons per se. These are just kind of touch buttons where you just touch it and it operates the different modes. Or you do have different modes on here. You do have 4 wave modes. You have the constant wave, which on that one you could adjust the flow anywhere from like 1 through 20. 1, I guess, being a lower flow, and then 20, of course, is going to be a higher flow. You also have 3 other wave modes, which is the classic wave cross flow, sine wave, and random wave. On those, you cannot adjust the flow rate, but the one thing you can adjust is the frequency of the waves. Once again, from 1 through 20. So you can adjust those via that method. What else is there? And that's going to be it for the off the bat. That's going to be it for the features that I want to go over right now. But once we get playing with this, we'll see how it goes. Now, before I continue, I do want to thank Haiger for sending this to me, and also let you guys know I am an affiliate. And if you want this item or any other Haiger products, please check them out. I do have an affiliate link. I'll put that in the description, as well as a coupon code. If you want to save some money, you'll save 10% plus free shipping in the US. Just use promo code ATHOUGHTS and you can save your 10%. And also with this, I'm going to turn it on and see how it flows. So this is what it looks like before I turn on the wave maker, just to show you how it looks. And right now, all it's running right now is the hang on the back filter I have on it, which does a good job in keeping some flow. I just want to see if I can improve the flow, because I know right now it just goes right down the middle and kind of circles on both sides. I'm going to see if I can get some extra flow in there, and some more water moving up top as well as hopefully the bottom. And if you look down below, that's how it looks. You got some plants in there, so it will be able to basically show you on how the wave is going. So let's go ahead and take a look at these controls and see how that works. Now, first things first, I do need to turn on the power of the wave maker. I do have it attached to a smart plug. But I'm going to go ahead and put the WaveMaker controls right here. That way we all could see what happens when I turn it on. Don't worry, I am going to use Google to turn it on, but I will kind of bleep it out so it doesn't turn on anything that you might have running. One thing to mention as well is this does have a mount, so you can mount it to wherever you want to mount it. So let's go ahead and turn this on and play around with it and see how it works. Now here's where the fun part is. I don't know how high the wave is going to be on, and I don't know how the tank is going to react, but let's find out. Turn on top wave.
Got it. Turning on top wave.
Okay, there it goes. It's on. Oh, there it goes. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. It is flowing, and I think I do want to decrease the level here because it is running way, way, way too high. So let's go ahead and turn it down to 3. Definitely a lot of flow here. As you can see, it is kicking up. It is kicking up quite a bit of stuff off the ground, which is something I do want to have, and that way it kind of just gets kicked up and filtered out, and got some other big gunks that were kind of just floating around. Let me see here. Let me lower it a little bit more. And I might have to adjust the flow a little bit. I think one might be strong enough. But we'll play around with it. And right now this is in the first one, which is constant wave. So that's what this one is. So definitely a lot of flow here. So another nice thing about this I didn't mention yet, it does have a feeding mode. So if you do decide, okay, I need to feed my fish, but I don't want the flow to go, all you have to do is hit the F, and one time turns it on for 10 minutes, 2 times puts it on 20, 30, or 60. So there you go. I think that's how I want it to flow, but I do want to test out the other features, the other waves. So let me see if I could turn off the feeding mode. If I hit F, it's probably going to go back to regular mode. Let me see here. Will it go back to regular mode? Come on, go back to regular mode. Oh, there you go. Got to press it twice to turn back it on. Yeah. Okay. So definitely got some flow going in there, if you can see. Let me go ahead and change the mode and see what we got here. So this is going to be the next wave mode, which is going to be the classic cross flow wave. So it's definitely something I need to play with. Right now this is on a frequency of 14. One thing I think I do want to do is I think I do want to move the WaveMaker a little bit higher in the water column. I think the way this is going to be too low, but let me go ahead and do that. Alrighty, so I moved it, I adjusted it. So let me go ahead and take it off of feeding mode here and turn it back on. And yeah, I think I like that better. I could see that. I get a lot more movement up top, and it kind of swirls it around more up front rather than my plants and the fish. And right now, I'll have to see how the fish like this. I know this is actually a 40-gallon breeder, which I know this WaveMaker is typically built for like at least a 55. So it's definitely a lot of flow. So let me go ahead and play around with this a little bit, and we change the frequency, and let's see what it does if I go down to a lower frequency. This is the constant wave, not the constant wave, the classic wave. So let's go ahead and adjust that and see how that works. Which I think that's a little bit less frequent, which I think is a little bit better for my fish. I know right now all the fish are all swimming around because they're not used to all the flow right now. So it's probably gonna take them some time, and I'll have to see how it settles down. So I will show videos of that, and that way you can see how that goes. And as you can see, the roots from my plants are kind of floating in the in the flow. So let me go ahead and move to the next one. The next wave mode, which is the sine wave. The next mode is the sine wave. So let me go ahead and switch to that and show you how that one is. This is the one I think I'm gonna like, but I don't know for sure. And as you can see, it actually stayed on option 1. And yeah, definitely, I think I do like that one so far. But I will have to play around with it and see how it goes. And then, of course, then the last mode that I didn't show is the random, which this one, I guess, just picks the waves at random. So one thing I do want to mention on this is the day-night mode. What that is, it is connected to the light sensor. So when it senses that it's turning in dark, and then it's going to switch into the night mode. So after I got it installed, after I have it running, and sorry about that, but that is how it looks right now. And it's probably going to take some time for all the gunk just to get moved around and out of there and settled down where it needs to get settled down to. So that is what it looks like right now. I might still play around with the movement of where the Wavemaker is. But yeah, I do have a couple Panagaras right there kind of just grazing on that algae filled wall right there. And yeah, so I will see how I like this. I'll probably do a little recording in a few days to see how it goes. This is definitely a lot more flow than I expected. This is probably definitely better for like a larger tank. And I will have to see how the fish like it. But let me go ahead and this is what the top looks like now, which is definitely a lot more flow in here. So definitely a lot more flow up here, a lot of aeration, a lot of added oxygen. But definitely in the comments down below, tell me if I should probably put this Wavemaker into different use other than this tank. In this tank, I do have Congo tetras, as well as Silvertip tetras and the Pandagaras. And right now, I think the fish are not appreciating it too much. But I'll see how they settle in. I think right now it's just a matter of them just getting settled in. So stay tuned for a few more days, and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is my tank right now with the Wavemaker off. I've had it on for a while, but today I did turn it off for this morning. That way it gives the fish a little bit of time to acclimate to it being off. So this is basically where the Congo tetras are hanging out right now, and of course I do have the Silvertip tetras. They're kind of grouping themselves amongst each other, probably because I'm just sitting right in front of the tank. And as you can see, I do have some Pandagaras kind of grazing. So I just wanted to give you a look on what it looks like with the Wavemaker off. As you can see, it is off. There's no waves up there. The only thing making waves right now is the filter right there, which is the Marineland Penguin Pro. So basically, tomorrow I'm going to show you what it looks like with the Wavemaker on. I don't want to just turn it on and say, hey, this is what it looks like, but I do want the fish to have some time to acclimate to it. So let me come back tomorrow and show you what this tank looks like and how the activity differs from it being off and on. As you can see how the plants are. They're just nice and still. Of course, when the Wavemaker on, there is a lot more movement than just a little bit of movement that's going on right now. So let me show you what tomorrow looks like. Alrighty, so this is my 40-gallon breeder with the High-Gear Wavemaker on. It's been on for about a day now, so definitely the fish had some time to get used to. Of course, there's the Congo tetras kind of hiding out there in the middle there. As you can see, the males look beautiful. And there's one of the Pandagaras. Yeah, it seems to me like the Pandagaras are a little more active when you actually have the Wavemakers going. And there, of course, is the Silvertip tetras. So please let me know what you think. That's, of course, this Wavemaker is on. You can see that kind of going there. But yeah, just please let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? Now this tank does have a little bit of biofilm right now on the top layer, which you could actually see how the Wavemaker does kind of open that area. And basically right now this is on the constant wave mode. This is frequency, and not frequency. This is strength number 2, and you can see how it works. Now if I move to the classic cross flow mode, you can see how it changes the flow of the water. You can see how each different one moves the water. Let's see. We move it over to the next one now. And this is the classic cross wave pattern. And you can kind of see how it kind of pulsates a little bit and how it moves the water a little bit differently than the constant wave. You can see there's a little bit of a burst here and there. Now the one I do like, which is the next one, which is the I always forget the name, the sine wave one. Keep in mind these are on frequency 2 on this one, as well as the next one, which is the sine wave. So let me go and switch to the sine wave. And this is the sine wave, and this is how this one operates. You kind of look at the way that it moves the water a little bit differently. Each mode does do it a little bit differently. But yeah, definitely it's something to research if you do plan on getting something like this. That way you can see how it works. I typically like the way that the water flows under this mode, and then after that you do have the random, which just kind of change the wave types. And this right here now is the random, which kind of just it just kind of rotates through the different modes. So I do like the third option, which is the sine wave, as opposed to the other ones, but that's how that works. Now this is the HD165, like I said. Some of the features on this one, they do have a day-night mode, which basically what that does is you have a different flow setting in the daytime as opposed to night. So when it comes to nighttime, basically the flow will reduce. I know they say basically it helps the fish get some rest, which in my opinion, in nature, you're probably not getting that. But in an aquarium, you probably are having issues with that. But that's still something nice to have if you need it, especially depending on what kind of fish you need, if they need still water when they sleep or not. So definitely research what kind of fish you have and see what kind of flow they need. Primarily, like I said, I'm getting this just for adding extra aeration, removing some debris, and so forth. And I kind of want to see how the behavior of the fish act with that. Because even though like I know there's a lot of fish like hill stream loaches and such, they do like high flow, but a lot of things that happen when it comes to waves and water flow is it does change the behavior of the fish, and I kind of want to see how that happens, how that goes. A lot of times it is for good. I know a lot of fish, like when I had my babunas, I had some wave makers in there, basically to help, of course, clean the detritus around the tank, as well as curb some aggression. So as far as my final thoughts go on this Haiger wave maker, which is the Flow One, that's the HG165. I like it. I like the form factor. I love the magnetic way it grasps onto the glass. It's a very strong magnet, so it doesn't budge. My fish seem to be doing well with it. The one thing that is kind of a little awkward in here has been the plants that I planted in there. I know if you saw in the beginning of the video, it was a little bit different setup at Anubias in here. I kind of changed it out with some more stem plants. And as you can see on the Hygrophila pinnaphalafa, or sorry, I'm butchering that name like I always do. But as you can see, it did uproot some of them. And I do need to go back in there and replant them. But overall, my fish are doing fine. The Congo tetras don't seem to be stressed out about it. In fact, I think the colors are a little bit better on them since I put it in there. But overall, I am liking it. Now, a few of the downsides on this wave maker. A few of the downside is for this tank, it might be a little bit too strong. But I think I can make this one work on this. The other thing I've noticed is the sticky pad that they provide. It really didn't hold well on what I was putting it on. So I found another solution, which was just a regular old picture hanger that I was able to slide on a little divot on the backside, which holds it well down where I need it to be. The other downside I have seen is if it's in night mode, I haven't figured out how to turn that off. Something I'm going to have to look at the instructions, see if there is a way. I'll leave a note in the description, or maybe leave a comment and see if I find that out. But that's one thing I've noticed is if it's in night mode, you can't change any settings. It's just stuck on the lowest settings, which is probably fine for the most part. You're probably not changing it anyways during the nighttime, especially when it's dark out there, or dark in your fish room, or wherever you have your tank. But that's just a couple of the downsides I've noticed on this unit. As far as recommending it in a freshwater aquarium, I think it has some uses. It does help the water flow, which of course is something you have to can figure out what you have in your tank. Like my bottom tank, I have an African butterfly fish. They do not like a lot of flow. So if you have a wave maker in that one, it's not going to be a very, very, very happy fish because they kind of just hang out on the top. But for stuff that do need flow or do like flow or doesn't bother by flow, definitely look at getting a wave maker. Definitely check out this Haiger One Flow Aquarium Wave Maker. The one I got was the HD165. They do have a few other ones, a few different designs, some with different features. So definitely check them out. Go to the website. I do have links down below. And if you are interested in any of the Haiger products, definitely check them out and use my promo code, which is ATHOUGHTS. I'll put that down probably on the screen or maybe below in the description. That way you also save 10%. So definitely check them out. Once again, thanks for watching and have a great night and day and whenever you're watching this.